So, tell me, Miss Hawkins, what first attracted you to this naive rich guy who said he'd pay for your entire life? I'm interested. Hi, it's me again. Now, I have been accused of being stuck in the 50s with the way I think about relationships. I've got no problem with a stay-at-home wife where the husband goes out and earns the bread and comes back to the 2.5 kids and all of that and dinner's on the table. I love all of that. I know it's old-fashioned, but I love all of that. That's the way I think a family life should be. Although I am prepared to live other ways, that's just the way it's always been, it's the way it should be. This woman here, she's trying to palm it off as that, what she's doing, but it's not that. It's not that. She's just gold digging him. And the proof of it is right at the end. Have a look at this. I quit my job to become stay-at-home girlfriend. He's like my son sometimes. Well, that's not a good start, Summer. That's not a good start, is it? Let's hear some more of his story before we judge too harshly, shall we? Summer Hawkins met her 27-year-old property mogul boyfriend on social media last year, and the couple arranged their first meeting at a club, where they spent the entire night and weekend together. No problem with that so far. That's okay. People meet via social media. The only question I have there is, did she find a bloke that looks quite rich on social media and start inboxing him because of that? Or was it because he was good looking and she thought she might fancy him? Even though he lives in as far north in the UK as it's possible to be from where you are, pretty much. I have many questions. Then around 5 months into their relationship, Biggs asked Summer to move from London to Glasgow to be with him. Before moving the 400 miles with her new boyfriend, she worked as a teacher in London. But not only was her role at a primary school stressful, the ex-teacher hated the amount she'd spent on rent. That raises two more questions. Is working in a primary school as a primary school teacher stressful? Is it? Can it be? I mean, I'm not a teacher. I've never worked as a teacher. If you're a teacher, do let me know. But being a primary school teacher doesn't sound like too stressful a gig to me. Colouring in all day. I can do that and playing with Lego. I could do that. It doesn't sound stressful. I think the important point there is she hated the amount she'd spent on rent. She wanted a lifestyle, but she didn't want to have to pay for it. I wonder what did attract her to this naive, rich property mogul. Now, after quitting her job to become a stay-at-home girlfriend, Summer has never been happier. Funny that! Funny that! No rent to pay, loads of money, live in a big posh house that you could never have on your own. Funny that. Wonder why she's happy. Every morning I get up before my boyfriend and turn the shower on so it's nice and hot for him. Then I make him hot chocolate and he tells me what he wants for breakfast. Whatever he wants, he gets. After giving him a kiss goodbye as he heads off to work, Summer then begins her cleaning routine. She'll begin with the lounge before heading to the kitchen, bedrooms and finally the bathroom. Alright, that sounds wonderful. I wouldn't mind that at all. In as chauvinistic a way as that sounds, that'd be lovely to come home to a clean house. And it's a bit excessive running his shower for him in the morning. Is she subconsciously or consciously trying to make herself completely indispensable to him so he can't possibly sack her off and live? Because I lived with a girl for 5 years, right? As you know, we was about to force to Spain now, but we lived together for 5 years, and I was very independent before then. But I'm struggling to live on my own again a little bit now. Is that what she's doing there? She's going to make herself so indispensable to him that he can't possibly sack her off. I don't know. Or maybe it's just innocent, and I don't know what goes through my mind to make, to think that there's something underhanded going. There's something underhanded going on. There is. And when Biggs returns, the couple spend quality time together, going out for a film and dinner or chilling on the sofa. Occasionally, her boyfriend shows his appreciation by washing up his own plate after breakfast. Yeah, I appreciate you, darling. I'm going to wash up my one plate. On occasion, he'll spoil her with designer bags and shoes. But she's in it for love. It's love. This is real love. I don't have an allowance. He pays for everything and gives me money when I need it. If we're going out together, he'll transfer me money to buy a new outfit. He looks after the mortgage, bills and petrol, and I take care of him. He's like my son sometimes. It's that last bit. He's like my son sometimes. I don't like that. Now, would I put myself in a relationship like this if I was a rich guy? Probably not. Probably not, because I'd like to know someone's with me, not because I'm a rich guy. So I would only go be with somebody who works. If we got married and we had several kids or whatever, and I was in a position that you didn't have to work anymore, that's a different matter, isn't it? But at the beginning of a relationship, you don't just move them in and pay for everything. There's a term, isn't there? Man trap. And she sets the tone for that. Look, I just want to focus on getting to the next milestones of marriage and babies, Summer claimed. I was put on this earth to be a mum. Now, I'm not here to judge. You may very well be really broody and want to have a child. You also may want to have a child because you know you won't have to work for the next 18 years because he's going to end up having to pay for that child. Do you not think? You not think that's a possibility? That in her mind she's thinking, if I have a kid, even if he sacks me off, I'll never have to work again. Because he's not going to let his kid grow up in some little council flat, is he? So he's going to get him a nice little house and a nice little safe car and get an allowance every month to bring his child up. Is that what she's thinking? Is that her safety net? Isn't it? I don't know. Why do I think negatively about all these stories? Maybe she does genuinely love him and they're going to have a long-term fulfilling relationship. And it's a shame that the star won't carry this story on, because I guarantee if she has a kid in 6 months and he sacks her in a year, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it. I've seen it in real life. I have. I've got friends. I do have to stop being so negative about these women. I mean, I love women, don't get me wrong. They rev my engine, as they said in Anchorman. But there's bad ones out there at the minute that just want money. Would she have moved all the way up to Glasgow for him, even though she loves him, if he didn't have a load of wedge in his pocket? No, of course she wouldn't. Of course she wouldn't. And that's my problem with it. I don't know. I've got to stop doing these stories, really, haven't I? Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.